Good evening, everyone. It's time for girls softball. We're in Weslaco, Texas, and it's a matchup of the two public high schools in this community. It is Weslaco East. The Lady Wildcats will be the visitors tonight, and they will be taking on the Weslaco Panthers. My name is Scott Harrison, that is. I'll be bringing you all the play-by-play action. Good to be down here tonight. As far as the Lady Wildcats, they are 4-1-1 on the season. Meanwhile, the Lady Panthers, they are 3-0. As a matter of fact, last night I was broadcasting next door a boys baseball game as Weslaco was playing Donna, and from there you can see the scoreboard. And we actually saw that the score was 15-0 against Falfurrias. And, of course, there's a mercy rule here. So that game ended after 5 innings. So definitely we know the Weslaco young ladies can put some runs on the board. And, of course, Mario Rodriguez is their coach. And as far as what we have for East, Victoria Vasquez, she is their head coach. Panthers, they will be in their purple and white outfits. Meanwhile, the Wildcats, black and white. Again, these teams now are in different classifications. Weslaco is a 6A school, and East is a 5A school. They used to both be 6A and play each other, but now this would be a non-district game, and we are about to get this action underway. Melissa Cabrera will be the first batter. She wears number 2, is the left fielder. I believe she can also pitch if needed. And, of course,
leading off for the Lady Wildcats, number 2, Melissa.
We are ready to see the first pitch by Kat Reyes. Katia Reyes goes by Kat. And the last time we saw her was against Mercedes. I believe that was an 8-0 win last week. And in that game, before she came out, I believe it was during the 4th inning, she had 10 strikeouts. There was 12 total in the game, but she had 10 strikeouts. So she definitely knows what to do, the righty. And she has a number of different pitches. Has a curveball, screwball, changeup, fastball. Uses her fastball a lot. And we are underway. First pitch is a ball 1. Always exciting when these two schools play each other, no matter what sport. And second pitch is going to be high, ball 2. So we'll have to see if she can now find that zone. Obviously, she has the ability to find the corners. Very talented pitcher, as we saw the other night. And that pitch is going to be a strike. So 2-1 is the count. Good crowd, of course, for both schools out here tonight. This is the Lady Panthers softball facility, football stadium next door, shared by both schools. Very nice stadium. And that is a swinging strike. Count is even at 2-2. Number of times we've seen these two teams play each other. Of course, not during the past season, shortened due to the COVID-19 situation. Basically, people just play district games. And that is a ball that goes on the corner for a strike. So the first batter strikes out. And again, Kat off to a good start if you're a Weslaco fan.
Up to bat for the Lady Wildcats, number 16, Ariana Cabrera.
And now Ariana Cabrera comes up, and she is the pitcher. She is the pitcher for East. And, of course, Melissa is her sister. I believe they're twin sisters, and both can pitch. She wears number 16. Her sister wears number 2. And first pitch fouled off, strike 1. We have 2 other sisters playing tonight for East. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And that is a strike also, 0-2. Ariel Lopez, and I believe Dion Lopez are also sisters for East. Fouled back. Ariel is just a freshman. Her sister a junior. These two sisters at the top of the order batting are juniors. 0-2 the count. And that ball will be popped up. And it is going to be a hit. It'll be stretched out into a double. Nice dive. Trying to make the catch in left field. But coming up a little bit short. So we'll have the first hit of the game.
For the Lady Wildcats, number 4, J.C. Casares.
J.C. Casares is next, the shortstop. And we'll have a runner coming in. Pitch runner coming in. At second base. Nice night again. We do have a wind blowing, but very pleasant night for baseball. And that ball in left field almost caught, by the way, by Jordan Diaz. Just missed it. That ball in the dirt. Runner will try to get to third and is safe. So with one out, we have a runner at third for East. Casares at bat, a sophomore. Catching for Weslaco, Jules Garcia. Ball high, 1-1. Again, as we mentioned, 4-1-1 is the record for East. Strike, 2-1. We'll try to catch who the designated runner is when we can. Next pitch, swing strike. Count even up at 2-2. If you're a Lady Wildcats fan, obviously you'd like to see a situation where you can get a run any way you can, even a sacrifice. So far, no bunt, maybe a sacrifice fly. Wind is strong. And that is going to be a strikeout. Swung, some high heat. So both outs so far have been strikeouts. Cecilia Bautista coming up. Designated player. Again, 2 outs, runner still at third, 1 hit in the game. That's going to be a ball. And I believe the designated runner is Emma Ramos. That'd be number 12 for Weslaco East. Strike, 1-1. Swinging strike, 1-2. Talking to coach, not positive of this, but I'm not sure where it's at, but I think the next opponent for Weslaco is going to be Harlingen. And that's going to be Monday. We'll tell you more as we get more details. Almost hits the corner, but called a ball, 2-2. Pitcher taking her time. And a swinging strike, strike 3. So the side strikes out, but a hit is sandwiched in there. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And we have played 1/2 inning. It is East scoreless. Panthers coming to bat. And leading off will be Lily Torres. And she is a second baseman.
Off the bat for your Lady Panthers, number 7, Lily Torres.
And one thing about her is she's a lefty. And I believe, memory serves me correct from the other night, she's the only lefty in the lineup for the Panthers. She's got some speed. Talking to the coaches, she's one of the faster players on the squad. A lot of times she stands in that bunt stance before she gets out of it. And first ball outside, so we are underway for the Panthers as far as their at-bats. Game scheduled for 7 innings. Weather not a factor tonight as far as rain. Last I looked, only a 10% chance of rain. So we don't expect that to be a factor. Second pitch. Looked like she might have been thinking about a drag bunt, but it's a ball, 2-0. Fans divided up here in the stands. One side for East, one side for Weslaco. I'm sure you'll hear them in the background tonight. And that's a ball, so quickly a 3-0 count. Cabrera trying to find the zone. That was close, but a strike. Lily taking all the way. And she squares off the bat, and that was definitely high. So she will get on with a leadoff walk. And coming up next will be the third baseman,
Number 34, Mia Rodriguez.
Mia Rodriguez. In the background, of course, you hear Orlando Martinez Jr. Did the boys baseball game yesterday. Does a lot of the sports around here, and his dad is the groundskeeper, Orlando Martinez Sr. And I know it'd be interesting to talk to him about all the work he's had to do trying to keep these fields looking as well as they have with all that weather we've been talking about. Quite a task to make these fields playable. I know where I live up in McAllen, all kind of foliage dying. So our hats off to him and the hard work he's done. First pitch was a strike. Second pitch, a ball. 1-1 the count to Rodriguez. When I was here earlier in the week for the Mercedes game, Rodriguez got a couple of hits. One was a second base hit, 2-base hit. That's going to be a foul ball, and it will be a fly out to right field. Runner cannot advance, so 1 out in the inning. F9 on that particular play. Caught by the right fielder, Ambrosia Pena. So we have our third batter coming up. Jules Garcia, the catcher. And the runner is going, and she will get in there very easily. So Lily Tomlin steals second. Runner now in scoring position with 1 out. Coming up, Stacy Batista. And I was told by Alex Bravo, our keeper of the scoreboard, that she really crushed a 3-run homer last night. But that one is going to be an out. Popped up to the catcher. So pop out. P1. And Garcia is out. 2 outs. Runner still at second. And that will bring up our designated player,
10,
Stacy Batista. See if she can crush the ball again like she did last night. Again, all the players righties, except for the player at second right now, Lily Torres. And that is a strike. We expect a competitive game tonight so far. In the early going, it definitely has been. That ball will go down to short, and it'll be out 6-3. That was tough for the shortstop because the runner was right in front of her as she was trying to concentrate on getting that ball, but she scooped it up and threw it over there. Nice job by J.C. Casares. And so, in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 1 complete. No score between Weslaco East and Weslaco. Lady Wildcats getting ready to come to bat. We now head to the top of the second inning. And Ariel Lopez will be coming to bat, second baseman. She is a freshman, and again, she is one of the 2 pairs of sisters playing. She is a freshman, and her sister, who's a junior, is also in the lineup. So that's kind of interesting. Her sister, Dion Lopez. Dion will bat this inning. She's a center fielder. She's scheduled to bat third. First pitch is a ball. In the first inning. We saw Cat strike out the side, Cat Reyes, for the Weslaco. Of course, there was a hit in between all that. Again, 10 strikeouts for her earlier this week against Mercedes. And right now the count is 2-1. Ball low, or actually now 3-1. Vinny Berry and Val Zamora working with me tonight here, our K-West crew. Val, our online producer, Vinny, our videographer, and that is a ground out. Second to first, 4-3. So we have 1 out to begin the second.
Now batting for the Lady Wildcats, number 13, Ambrosia Peña.
Ambrosia Peña, right fielder, is now up. She caught a fly out in the first inning. Now at bat. That'll be fouled back. Nice job by Torres getting that grounder and sending it over to her first baseman. Chavarria. Swing and a miss. Some high heat, 0-2. It seems if the 2 games I've been here so far watching her hold true, Kat is going to record a lot of strikeouts when she's pitching. That'll be outside, 1-2. Maybe just wasted that one, seeing if the batter would go for a bad pitch. That will be popped out of play, I believe. Yes, hits the top of the dugout of the Panthers, which is on the third base side. Obviously, the Lady Wildcats dugout on the first base side. I want to thank both staffs for their assistance prior to the game, getting all the lineups and everything together. I was talking to some of the coaches about my days following baseball in Chicago growing up. We talked about that in our first broadcast here of Lady Panthers softball. Saw a lot of Cubs games between 69 and 77. High heat, and that's a swinging strike. So, another strikeout chalked up to Reyes.
Now batting for the Lady Wildcats, number 6, Dion Lopez.
Dion Lopez now at bat. We mentioned she is the sister of Ariel, who opened up the inning grounding out. Four strikeouts so far for Reyes. Count 1-1. Tries to bunt at that one, but fouls it away. So that'll make it 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Weslaco basically going with the same starters they had against Mercedes. That'll be high. 3-2 the count. When I saw Reyes pitch against Mercedes, I believe during her stint, maybe only a couple times, went to a 3-2 count. And that time, ball 4. So, runner will walk. That is the first walk she has surrendered.
Now batting for the Lady Wildcats, number 1, Ashley Garcia.
And now, coming to the plate, Ashley Garcia, the third baseman, number 1. She's a senior. First pitch, a strike. Ball high, 1-1. Take a look at the runners, see what kind of lead they're doing. Doesn't look like too much there. So it's 2-1 after that pitch. Swinging strike. Count is even at 2-2. We've seen Reyes get her share of strikes, both swinging and non-swinging, and that'll be a swinging strike to end the inning. So that is going to be the end of the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. We've played an inning and a half. No score between Weslaco East and the Weslaco Lady Panthers. Lady Panthers coming to bat.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
And we will now begin the bottom of the second inning.
Leading off at the bottom of the second for your Lady Panthers. Number 5, Lexi Escamilla.
And it's going to be Lexi Escamilla, the shortstop. Waits the first pitch and fouls it back. Strike one. Escamilla can play the outfield or short, just a sophomore. I remember against Mercedes, Lady Panthers were scoreless in the first 2 innings, but then I believe went 5, 2, and 1 over the next 3 innings, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then scoreless again in the 6th and 7th. That's a swinging strike, 0-2. Again last night, Valferius, 15-0. Panthers win. High, a 1-2. Fouled back again. Stays alive. Teams get here early. I know I got out here about 90 minutes before the game, and we saw the Lady Panthers warming up, and East just arrived, and they got to work right away. So everybody properly warmed up. Count now 2-2, evened up. Count full 3-2. I believe both teams did play yesterday. And from what I got from one of the players, I think it was a doubleheader yesterday for East, but it's early in the season and temperatures are not that bad, especially in the evening, so don't think fatigue will be a factor. Swinging strike, high heat. And that will be a strikeout for Weslaco East. Jordan Diaz now coming up. She is the left fielder, number 12. Diaz, a senior. And she'll ground back to the pitcher. And that'll be an easy out. 1-3. So now the pitcher comes to bat. Carreras coming to the plate. And she'll pop up to the short to end the inning. So a quick half inning for Weslaco East. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we have played 2 complete innings. No score between Weslaco East and the Weslaco Panthers.
Cleary was a physical therapist. She was an honor student at Weslaco ISD, played sports, and was a cheerleader. She graduated from Ohio State University, then physical therapy school at Texas State University. Now she is Dr. Christine McCleary at Triumph Therapy and part of the clinical faculty at UTRGV School of Medicine. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Christine McCleary, WISD was the right choice.
So Weslaco East will come to bat to begin the top of the third. Only 1 hit in the game so far. And again, coming to bat, Mia Sylvia, first baseman, wears number 0. I've seen several athletes wear 0. I think I've even seen a couple double zeros over the years. That'll be a strike to open the third. But the couple games I've watched in girls softball, I feel that this is the first 0 I've seen here. Let's keep a count of that during the year. Pitch. Goes after a high pitch and a strike, swinging strike. 0-2. We'll see now whether Cat wastes this pitch, maybe throws something high or low, see if the batter will go for it, trying to protect the plate. But that one right down the middle. Some heat, and that's going to be a called strike 3. So that is going to be the 6th strikeout reported by Cat.
Batting for the lead Wildcats, number 2, Melissa Cabrera.
Melissa Cabrera back to the top of the order. And she struck out the first time. And she'll pop out into the stands. And looking down, I believe the flex player is Bianca Laraga. She's number 9. So she's the flex player today, by the way, for Weslaco East. Inside, 1-1. Flex player for Weslaco is Garcia. And that's going to be popped up. Running in and catching it is the left fielder. Nice job. Coming in and catching that ball, Jordan Diaz. So 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down. F7.
Now up to bat for the lead Wildcats, number 16, Ariana Cabrera.
And now the other sister coming up of the twins, Ariana Cabrera. She's the pitcher. Melissa's the left fielder, though Melissa might pitch today at some point. That grounded foul down the first base line. Again, appreciate everyone coming out tonight. By the way, we were talking about the flex player for Weslaco. That is Caitlin Garcia. I know the other night she played center field. Ball hit solid. Going to go over the center fielder's head, and that is gone. Crushed. 4-bagger. So out of the 2 games I've been to, that is the first home run I've seen And there was nothing cheap about that one. So we see a 1-0 lead taken by Weslaco East. Big hit. Wow. The pitcher helps her own cause there. Solid home run. Coming up now, J.C. Casares, I should say, J.C. Casares, the shortstop. And I'm going to look over here right now to Alex. Alex, is that anything like the home run Stacy hit last night? And he shakes his head. Of course, he's writing the scoreboard, so he can't come right up to me. But he did say the 3-run homer last night by Stacy Batista of the Panthers was very similar. Now, back-to-back hits. Back-to-back hits as J.C. singles, drops it into short center. So 2 quick hits, 2 of the 3 hits so far for Weslaco East have come in this half inning.
Up to bat for the Lady Wildcats, number 24, Cecilia Bautista.
Cecilia Bautista is next. Designated player, number 24. Her dad is the third base coach, so all in the family here. I guess she better not miss the signs from her dad, right? And Alex agrees. Of course, he's a dad, too, of a baseball player. We'll talk about that in a bit. His daughter caught for a couple innings the other night in the win over Mercedes. And I know he was very happy to see her get in. Did a nice job. Romy Nunez, number 22. Well, maybe she'll get in tonight. Right now, count is even at 1-1. Again, 2 outs, runner at first. But the big blow, Ariana Cabrera hits a home run. And I know, Alex, I know you work here with Weslaco, but is that pitcher known for her power? Any word on that? He says yes. So, yeah, she's a good hitter, he says, so we should not be surprised by her jacking it out there. Count is now even at 2-2. There's one pitcher again helping her own cause. Winds look pretty strong. Am I right, Alex? This is stronger than the other night. Yeah, blowing straight out. So I don't know what exactly they are, but she was aided by the wind, I'll say that. But still, that was a solid shot. Not taking anything away from her home run. So the count is 3-2. And that is going to be a walk. So runners now at first and second. Again, 2 outs here in the third.
Number 5, Ariel Lopez.
Ariel Lopez, the second baseman up. She grounded out 4-3. And by the way, Ariana has 2 hits in this game. JC, who got that single for her first time up, she struck out. Reyes still getting her strikeouts like she did the other night. Alex, would you have any idea, or Orlando, what the wind is blowing out there from just being here? Yeah. It's pretty steady. That pitch high, and it's going to allow the runners to advance. Gets by the catcher, wild pitch. So runners will go to second and third. Runners in scoring position now with 2 outs. What's that? Okay, Orlando looked it up on the cell phone. One thing good about being good on the internet on your phone, very helpful. He said winds are 18 miles an hour, at least the gusts would be. So appreciate that. 2-0. Alex, you think we're seeing, well, Reyes now will get a foul tip up from the batter. I'm asking Alex because he sees a lot of these games being the scoreboard operator. Do you think you're seeing a lot of curveballs and screwballs tonight from Reyes? I do too. I think maybe she threw a few more fastballs the other night. That was some heat though. So 2-2. I think she threw more fastballs against Mercedes the other night. I think we're seeing a little more screwballs and curveballs tonight. So I just want to make sure. So 2-2 the count. And that ball is going to go over the glove of the second baseman. That will score at least 1 run. Second run coming toward the plate, and both runners will score on the single. A solid single brings in 2 runs. So it is now a 3-0 lead after that single by Lopez. Remember, just a freshman. And now there'll be a conversation at the mound. Mario Rodriguez comes out. And in a moment, Ambrosia Pena will come up, the right fielder, who struck out her first at bat. So again, 3-0 lead. 3 of the 4 hits for East have come in this half inning. But if you're a Panthers fan, again, when they played Mercedes the other night, earlier this week, they scored 5 runs in the 3rd inning. So look ahead to that. Now Coach Rodriguez goes back to the dugout, and still there's a conference on the mound by the ladies. Obviously trying to instill confidence into Reyes, maybe also giving her some ideas, at least from her catcher, what might be some good pitches to throw.
Up to bat for the lead Wildcats, number 13, Ambrosia Pena.
So Pena, just a sophomore. Got some young players contributing. That's a high pop. It's going to go over the center fielder's head. Over the center fielder's head, and that will drive in another run. So the runner scores all the way from first. Ariel Lopez comes in all the way from first on the double by Ambrosia Pena. And that makes it now a 4-0 game. And stepping to the plate will be Dion Lopez. Again, she is Ariel's sister. Ariel's older sister, and Ariel, of course, just scored. Deanna Jr., her sister, a freshman. Dion walked her first time up, and that ball is popped up, lands right in front of us in the stands. Heard it hit the bleachers, so I know no one caught it. Alex, do people bring their gloves out to the games here? I know they. What's that? Some do. Yeah, they should. I know you can't keep the baseballs, but it would still be fun to catch one. Runner at second. Count is 1-1. So if you're a Panthers fan, next half inning, time to get on the rally caps or whatever. Rally towels. That's a strike, 1-2. High. Count even, 2-2. So Orlando, appreciate that message on the weather. You got a future job at Channel 4, Channel 5, doing the weather. 3-2 full count. Do they have a tarp for this field if it ever rains? No, I just wonder if they did or not. And that is going to be a walk. So Dion walks, and twice she has walked. And those are the only 2 walks, according to my stats, that have been given up in the game by Reyes. Ashley Garcia, number 1, the third baseman, is next. So we have runners on first and second. Again, 2 outs. That'll be a ball. Ball 1. And I think I talked to Alex the other night. I think he mentioned that there's not that many double steals, right, in girls softball. So that's not going to be something that we expect to see. I'm sure it's always possible. Conversation between the catcher and pitcher. Very quick one. And Jules Garcia gets back to behind the plate. Swing. There's a strike, so obviously if you're a Panthers fan, want to see more of those. 2-1 the count. High. Count now 3-1. A walk would load the bases. Holds off. Called strike. Runner thought maybe it was a ball. But full count, 3-2. Again, 5 hits so far for East. No hits so far for the Panthers. And that is going to be low, ball 4. So that will load the bases. And Mia Silva will come up, the first baseman. And so we're going to have some switching here. I see 10 coming in. Stacy Batista will actually come in the game. Where is she going? To right field? And we having a pitching change, right? All right, let's see. Let's see what changes. So can you see who's gone out? Julie? So Julie Rodriguez went out from right, and Batista went in. We'll try to catch this as we can. Once again, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors so far for Weslaco East. For the Panthers, zeros across. Yeah, zeros across. No errors is a good sign, but of course you don't want to see no hits and no runs if you're a Panthers fan. So Coach Rodriguez talks. So I would assume here, just trying to figure this out, Rodriguez will still be batting, right? But she just won't be in the field right now. Maybe. We're just trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Up to bat for the lead Wildcats, number 0, Mia Silva.
Again, Mia Silva at the plate. fouls it down the right side. 0-1. One and one now, the count. Swinging strike. 1-2. That ball be popped up, goes to right field, and it is caught in foul territory for the third out of the inning. So, in this half inning, we have 4 hits, 4 runs. Excuse me, make sure I got this right. Yeah. Yeah, 4 hits, 4 runs, okay. 4 hits, 4 runs, no errors, 3 left on base, a couple of walks. So, after 2.5 innings of play, it is Weslaco East leading Weslaco 4-0.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
But now we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Weslaco going to try to get things going if they can. Julie Rodriguez, number 18 in there. So she's still playing, but I believe she came out from the field. And remember, against Mercedes earlier this week, that is when the bottom of the 3rd is when Weslaco got 5 runs. If you're a Lady Panthers fan, we'll see if they can repeat the magic here. First pitch, a strike. Remember, the last half inning got started when the pitcher out there hit a home run. Deep center, nothing cheap about that. And that pitch is going to be hit and drops over the second baseman's head. Wasn't sure maybe if the right fielder would get it, and it fell between them. So a leadoff single to start the inning. And now Merlin Chavarria is up, first baseman. So a good omen if you're a Lady Panthers fan. Maybe something gets started here, and that is going to be a wild pitch. Runner will go down to second. Shortstop comes in for just a moment, talking to her pitcher, giving her some encouragement. Saying it's all right, hang in there. And, of course, that is JC. 2-0. If you're a Lady Panthers fan, you'll take runners on base any way you can get them right now. And that's 2-1. Can't blame the batter for maybe taking that. Seeing there's been a little bit of control problems here in this inning, and I don't know. The pitcher, of course, was sitting down for a while, and now, though, very quickly a pop to short, and that is going to be the first out. And you got to give credit to the base runner for getting back quickly and not being tagged for a double play. Heads up there, play for Weslaco. Lily Torres now at bat. Remember, Rodriguez made second on a wild pitch after getting a single. Torres, if I remember, walked and then stole a base. This time hits it down to third. Third baseman playing in. As you know, Torres a lot of times looks like she's going to bunt. And third baseman easily got the ball and threw it to first for the out. But runner advances to third. So we have 2 outs and a runner at third.
Up to bat for your Lady Panthers, number 34, Mia Rodriguez.
Mia Rodriguez, third baseman up now for the Panthers. Ball 1. Rodriguez flied out her first at bat. Pitch is high. Again, shortstop comes in. Talks to her pitcher. Weslaco 3-0, trying to keep their season unblemished. Foul ball. Growing up in Chicago, it's so nice to be in shirt sleeves in late February watching a game. Not many outdoor baseball games, I assure you, in late February in Chicago. And that ball flied out toward right, and it is caught by the right fielder for the third out of the inning. So nice job out there in the field by Ambrosia.
Before Harlan Block raised the flag over Iwo Jima, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. There he played for the Panthers, won a championship, and learned some of the leadership skills he and 7 other students used while serving in the Marines. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prominent graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For war hero Harlan Block, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
So we are going to the top right now of the fourth.
Wildcats, number 2, Melissa Cabrera.
And batting right now for Weslaco East. It's going to be Melissa Cabrera, I believe. So we're back to the top of the order. And strike 1. In that last half inning, I believe, we went through the whole order, batted around for East. 1-1 the count. And believe it or not, Cabrera opened up that half inning, flying out, and then her sister came up and hit a home run. And, of course, a very big half inning. 4 runs scored by East. 2-1 the count. That ball popped up, and no one could get it. It was hard to see. Foul near the plate. Wind played tricks with the catcher and the pitcher, trying to figure out who might get it. So it's just a harmless foul if you're a Weslaco East fan. I believe that was wind affected. 2-2 the count. Again, we heard earlier 18 mile an hour winds tonight. Full count, 3-2. Nothing like a wind chill of 27, though. I was bundled up, but I didn't have anything on my face. And I grew up in Chicago, so, I could handle it, but no one ever gets used to that. And there is a shot down the left field line, and it is so hard hit. Only is a single. So Cabrera opens up the fourth with her first hit after striking out and flying out. And now her sister comes up, and her twin sister, and she is the pitcher, and Ariana Cabrera, and she hit the home run that got things going for Weslaco East in the last half inning, dead center. And this time, she's going to hit it to second. This could be a double play. Oh, ball is fumbled. Did they even get one out there? It looked like it was a possible. It was a mess up on that play. Was there an error or just who you give the error to? Was the error on the toss? So that's E4. E4 on that play. Again, it looks like we were going to have a setup double play, but an error on the second baseman puts the runners both on. So Ariana reaches on an error, and her sister is safe at second. JC Casares up, the shortstop. Still no outs. Again, the twin sisters right now on the base paths. That ball low. In the last half inning, the 4-run inning, Cat gave up a couple walks. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Is it in play? And actually, it falls by the first baseman. And we have an infield fly rule here. We're going to wait and see. Okay, calling the infield fly rule, which means the batter's out at first base. Ball fell right by the first baseman. So runners are at second and third. We're going to wait and see. Infield fly. So they use the infield fly rule, right? Infield fly rule for, okay, so the batter is out. Just want to make sure. Batter out at first. Even though the ball fell in front of the first baseman. I know the wind is causing some havoc here, but again, if you know baseball, the infield fly rule was in effect there, and the runner is out at first. But the other two runners advance to second and third. So there is one out. One out right now. Cecilia Batista is now up, the designated player. She walked and came in during that big half inning. All the girls batted last half inning for Weslaco East. Count is 1-0. Runners in scoring position. 4-0, Weslaco East leads. A 1-1. Some of the East fans not happy with that call. I can hear them up here. One of them says it's horrible, but that's, again, a matter of opinion. And Blue makes the final decision behind the plate there. We are just giving some of the flavor of the crowd. And that ball is going to hit the roof of the Weslaco East dugout. So now we have a foul ball hitting each roof of the dugouts tonight. Earlier tonight, a foul hit the Weslaco dugout. Metal roofs. 1-2 is the count. We are in the 4th inning. Scheduled 7-inning game. Again, Batista has struck out and walked. Okay, we just learned the wind is now in the 20s. 21 miles an hour. As our weatherman, our Orlando Martinez Jr. and also PA announcer has updated us. Appreciate it. And now a ground ball to short. And she will now throw to first for the out. Runners do not advance. And a good job there on that play by Escamilla, making sure the runners didn't advance. She looked them down before she threw to first for the out. 6-3. So now there are 2 outs. Ariel Lopez now up. Another one of the sister acts out there, the freshman. She had a single and scored in the last half inning after grounding out on her first at bat. This time grounds back to the pitcher between her legs, and that'll score at least 1 run, and that will be all. Now it gets by the catcher, but still nobody scores, although Ariel goes to second. So now we have runners in scoring position. So Ariel gets a single. Is that going to be an E2 or not? All right. No error on that. All right. All right. But we do see the runner advances to second. And a runner scored. Thank you. So it is now 5-0. Right field, Ambrosia Pena, number 13, is up at bat. Runners in scoring position. Oh, and 1 the count. Swinging strike 2. Ambrosia had a double in the last half inning. Struck out in a first at bat. And that's a call to strike 3 to end this half inning. And another run scores for Weslaco East. So Panthers trying to see if they can get something going. Garcia coming to the plate. Jules Garcia, the catcher. First pitch, a ball. Garcia flied out in her first 2 appearances. Next pitch, a strike, 1-1, called strike. Not easy being the catcher, especially in a game like this when a lot of runs are scored, especially when they're against you. Can't be much fun. 2-1, outside. Panthers seeing if they can get something going. Battle of the Cats tonight. Two and 1 the count. Now 2-2. Both starters have gone all the way so far. And a call, the third strike. Garcia not happy with that, but again, can't do much about it. So strikeout. I believe that is maybe the second strikeout recorded tonight by the starting pitcher. Stacy Bautista, who had the big home run last night. Same area in which the one home run was hit tonight, deep center field. Of course, that was by our pitcher for the Lady Wildcats, Ariana Cabrera. And that is going to drop into left field. So a hit there. Next, it'll be Lexi Escamilla up to bat. Only the second hit, by the way, of the night for the Panthers. Other was by Julie Rodriguez in the last half inning, also a first base hit. Amaya Rodriguez talking to the umpire. We're going to have a change at first base. It is going to be the flex player coming in to run, Caitlin Garcia. So she will run for Batista. And coming to the plate, Lexi Escamilla, the shortstop. Victoria Vasquez talking with the home plate umpire right now. She is the head coach for the Lady Wildcats. It'd be interesting to talk to outfielders from both teams after the game. Even the infielders talking about what it was like to play with these winds tonight. Last we heard, we have winds of 21 miles an hour. I know it was blowing hard when I came in tonight. Again, runner at first. One out. Catcher looks to first. Thought about having a snap throw there, but we just now have one ball against Escamilla. That ball popped up. It'll be in the stands. One and one. Waiting for the baseball, I guess, to come back in. I don't know where it is. All right. Got the ball back. I hope everybody's ever tried to run off with the baseball. I'd say it probably never has happened, but the minute I say that, it probably will. One and one the count. Outside. One and actually, okay, hit the corner, 1-2. That ball chopped down past third base, foul. Count still 1-2. Be interesting to see. We're about the part of the game coming in the next inning as we head in the fifth, and we'll see some pitching changes or not. Maybe for both teams. Fouled back. And of course, I know this became an issue in Major League Baseball, but good protective fencing here in the foul areas, protecting the fans. My hat's off to athletic department here for making safety a priority. That ball popped up to the catcher. Now back to first, but the runner gets in, slides back. No chance at the double play. But there is now 2 outs. P2.
Up to bat for your leading Panthers, number 12, Jordan Diaz.
Left fielder Jordan Diaz, number 12 at the plate. First pitch strike. Again, not as many matchups between the two Weslaco schools anymore now that they're not in the same district. As we mentioned earlier, East 5A, Weslaco 6A. That foul down the right side. I know Weslaco East had seen some postseason basketball action too. We salute them for getting in playoffs. And that's going to be popped. It's going to fall. No! Good job by the right fielder running in. One-handed catch on the run to make the third out of the inning. So nice fielding effort there, especially with the winds tonight. Coming in and making the catch, Ambrosia Pena. So in that half inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 4 complete here at Weslaco High School, and it is 5-1, Weslaco East leading the host Lady Panthers.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
Dion Lopez now at bat. Lopez, one of the sisters. And she will attempt a bunt. Pitcher comes up, gets it down, and good speed by Lopez to get the single. Good athletic effort by Reyes. Cat Reyes trying to get the ball and get it down to first, but again, speed won out on that time on the base paths. So a single to open up the 5th inning.
Now batting for the lead Wildcats, number 1, Ashley Garcia.
Ashley Garcia now at the plate after the leadoff single. By the way, Lopez had walked in her first 2 appearances. Garcia also walked. That was in the 3rd inning where Reyes issued back-to-back walks, although those runners didn't come in. Garcia also struck out. Again, 3rd baseman. And again, another attempt at a bunt. Catcher tries to get it down to first. And this time an out. No? Yeah, out. Just want to make sure. Double check. It is an out. So, good hustle by Garcia getting that ball down to first. Runner does advance to second. Mia Silva is now up. Strike one. Silva fouls it back. So Cat Reyes well ahead in the count. Just misses the outside corner. Ball 1-2. Count remains at 1-2. I believe Cat has 7 strikeouts unofficially. Try to double check. Pitch is high. And that is going to be another strikeout. Swinging strikeout. Melissa Cabrera now batting back to the top of the order. She singled the last time up. 1 for 3. 5-0 the score. 8 hits so far for Weslaco East. Just 2 for the Panthers. Runner at second. Ball fouled back. 0-2. Winds have been blowing pretty consistently tonight. And that is another strikeout. So looks like as it gets later, Reyes getting the touches, gets a couple of strikeouts in this inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We have now played 4.5 innings, and it's 5-0 Weslaco East over the Weslaco Panthers.
East side, south side. East side, south side. East side, south side.
Independent baseball to affiliated baseball. They had their own little league last year of teams. Some independent players playing in a thing they called the Constellation League. It was just a league being played over there in Sugar Land. Actually went to a couple games. Enjoyed seeing some live baseball. Bottom of the 5th. 5-0. We have Weslaco East leading Weslaco. And Kat Reyes still pitching for Weslaco, leads off. And that will be a called strike. I have to double check, but Reyes approaching double-digit strikeouts again, just like against Mercedes when she had 10. And now she will single between short and third. Found the hole there in the infield. A seeing eye single, and she gets on base.
Now batting for your Lady Panthers, number 18, Julie Rodriguez.
So, again, we'll see if Panthers can get a rally going. Julia Rodriguez is now up. She, I believe, had the first hit of the ball game for the Panthers back in the third. Broke up the no-hitter. Count is 1-1. Ariana Cabrera still in, going all the way. Started off the scoring when she had a home run in the third inning, in which East totaled 4 runs. Outside, catcher fakes a throw to first, trying to keep the runner close. 2-1. Mentioned it before, always love those cat eyes on the scoreboard. And now a single on the right side of the infield. Advances the runner. And we see a bit of a threat coming up for the Panthers as Rodriguez gets her second hit of the night. So back-to-back singles to open up the bottom of the fifth for the Lady Panthers. Conference at the mound for East. Do not see the coach coming out, though. Again, trying to get back into the game. You got to start somewhere. So far for Weslaco, 5-8-0 across the line. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Weslaco. No runs, 4 hits, and 1 error.
Now batting for your Lady Panthers, number 19, Marilyn Chavarria.
Marlene Chavarria now up. Number 19, the first baseman. She squares off to bunt, pulls back. Ball 1. See if she'll bunt again in that stance, but pulls back again. Good eye, 2-0. Now once again, all the infielders come in, talking strategy. Again, Weslaco East 4-1-1. Weslaco 3-0 so far this season. Ball popped up on the infield. Third baseman calls, catches, and now we have an out. Runners stay at first and second. So pop out that time to Rodriguez.
Up to bat for the Lady Panthers, number 7, Lily Torres.
Lily Torres up, top of the order. And correction, pop-up was to Ashley Garcia, who caught it for East. Hit by pitch. So Lily Torres hit by pitch, and that will load the bags for Weslaco. Just one out. Coming up now will be Mia Rodriguez. First batter hit by a pitch in the game. Again, if Rodriguez would hit it out, remember, we've heard there's 21-mile-an-hour winds tonight. Game would be 5-4. East would be ahead by 1, so obviously Lady Wildcats want to be cautious out there. Don't want to see any bad pitches thrown that would offer up a potential home run. First pitch is a strike. Crowd very enthusiastic, as you would expect for this type of rivalry game tonight. Again, strike. 0-2. Ariana Cabrera not afraid to challenge the hitter. That ball is going to be hit and finds the gap right there between center and right field, and that is going to score a couple runs. And pumping her fist as she gets to second base is the batter. She is excited, Rodriguez, as she gets 2 runs in on the hit. Winds up at second. So it is now 5-2 Weslaco East over Weslaco, as the Panthers score their first 2 runs of the game and have runners in scoring position at second and third. Is that a single and then advances to second on the throw? Just want to make sure I got it official. So the runner will be credited with a single. It'll be a single for Mia Rodriguez, and she will advance to second on the throw, trying to get the runners going to score unsuccessfully. So Jules Garcia, the catcher, is up. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So 3 hits now for the Panthers in this inning, half inning. Count is now 0-2. 3 singles. And Lily Torres being hit by a pitch have set up the 2 runs. 3 of the Panthers' 5 hits in this half inning. And a call, 3rd strike. No, ball, I'm sorry, ball. All right, 1-2 is the count. And that ball will also find the gap between left and center. Run comes in. It is now 5-4. So big hit there. And again, Rodriguez will score on the hit. Again, will that be a single? A double? Okay. Yeah, it's a double. I just want to make sure. So it is a double. Scored a double. Driving in the run. Double by Garcia. So now 4 hits in the inning and 4 runs. Still a runner at second. Tying run at second for the Panthers. And looks like Ashley Garcia may be out there in left field.
Batting for the Lady Panthers, number 10, Stacy Bautista.
Stacy Batista, who had a home run, grand slam last night to center in that 15-0 win over Falfurious, now steps to the plate. And she will hit it and pop out to second. So no advancement of a runner on that. Batista pops out for the second out. Lexi Escamilla now coming to the plate.
Lady Panthers, number 5, Lexi Escamilla.
She'll follow it back. Owen won the count. Ariana Cabrera still pitching, gone all the way. Again, tying runner at second base. Wild pitch, runner will advance to third. One and one the count. Infield playing in. Ball's popped up. Again in center field. And the center fielder turns around at the last second and hauls it in. Almost lost it in the wind. And that is not easy. That was not an easy catch at all, believe me, by Dion Lopez. But that will end a big half inning for the Lady Panthers.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Inihosa, WISD was the right choice.
Ariane Cabrera, the pitcher, who's gone all the way for Weslaco East and has a home run and is hit by the pitch to begin the 6th inning. So first pitch thrown by Rodriguez. She hits the batter. And Ariel goes to first. Ariana, I should say.
Now batting for the new Wildcats, number 4, JC Cáceres.
JC Cáceres now comes in. 1 for 3. And that big 3rd inning had a single and scored. Pitch is high. Ball 1. Yesterday in boys baseball, Weslaco split a doubleheader. Won the first game 13-4. Dropped the nightcap. That ball popped up into center field, over the center. Over the center fielder's head, into center field. That'll be a double. Runner holds at third. So East off to a big start here in the 6th.
Batting for the new Wildcats, number 24, Cecilia Bautista.
Ariana Cabrera hit by a pitch to open the inning and then advances to third after JC hits a double to center. Cecile Batista, designated player, is next. She has 1 hit tonight. Ball 1. Pitch is high. 2-0. That ball lofted, high fly. Runner will tag at third after the out in left field. So sacrifice fly will score a run.
Batting for the new Wildcats, number 5, Ariel Lopez.
Ariel Lopez now at bat after the sacrifice fly by Cecilia Batista. Runner from third, again scoring on the sac fly. Runner at second did not advance. Owen won the count. Foul ball, 0-2. So now a 2-run lead for Weslaco East, 6-4. They now have 9 hits. 6 hits and 4 runs for the Weslaco Panthers. Rodriguez also playing right field tonight, now pitching in this half inning. 1-2 the count, 1 out. 1 run in. Switching baseballs. Swinging strike, strike out. So 2 outs. First strikeout now of the night for Rodriguez against Mercedes. Had a couple in that outing earlier this week.
Off the bat for the Nevada Wildcats, number 13, Ambrosia Peña.
Ambrosia Pena now up. Again, Lopez struck out. Pena struck out a couple times tonight. I believe also had a double. Grounded foul toward the Panthers dugout. A 1-1. Hard to believe a couple days it'll be March 1st. Time almost for March Madness if you're an NCAA basketball fan. Some of the conference tournaments I think already taking place. To me, the year seems to be going by pretty quick. 2-1 now the count. And that ball high in the air, center field, and it is going to go back to the track over the center fielder's head. And that will be a double. So 2-base hit. Another run in, 7-4.
Batting for the Nevada Wildcats, number 6, Dion Lopez.
Dion Lopez now comes to the plate after the double by Pena. Double digits hits now for East. That is their 10th hit. 1-0 the count. Swinging strike. Actually tipped the ball, I believe. And runner advances to third. Stolen base. Oh, I guess they say the ball was a foul tip. Is that what some of the fans are saying for Weslaco? So the runner has to go back, I guess. Foul ball, so no stolen base. So again, runner will return to second. 1-1 the count. Foul tip. Lopez at the plate. Pena back to second, who just had a run-scoring double. 2-1. Ball low. 3-1. Again, we mentioned Dion Lopez, older sister of Ariel Lopez. She plays center field. Her sister plays second. Ball fouled. I guess baseball, one of the few sports, no clock. Game ends when it's done. Seen some long ones over the years. I know many years ago the Braves, I think, played a game till about 4 in the morning. I think there's restrictions, though, for games going that long. That ball will go down to third. Long throw, and picked out of the dirt by the first baseman. Nice job over there to get the third out of the inning. So good job by Merlene. And we have now played 5.5 innings. Bottom of the 6th coming up. And it is Weslaco East leading the Weslaco Panthers 7-4.
Before David Lozano started practicing law, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL athletics. He was a regional qualifier. He earned college credits through the dual enrollment program. After high school, he attended the University of Texas before graduating from St. Mary's School of Law. Now he helps people in need as an attorney. WISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For David Lozano, Weslaco ISD was the right choice.
We are now going to see Melissa Cabrera come in. We thought that would happen. She is the twin sister of Ariana. And we will see that for Ariana, she went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, 6 hits. So a good stint for her. She would be the pitcher of record if the East could hold on for the victory.
Up the bat for your Lady Panthers, number 12, Jordan Diaz.
Jordan Diaz steps to the plate for Weslaco. She is the left fielder. I know that the starter for East struck out at least a couple batters. Not sure if she should have walked or not, but again, we do have the pitching change. And we see Melissa righty. For Weslaco East, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For the Panthers, 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Bottom of the 6th. First pitch, looped over the third baseman, but foul. 0-2. Weslaco, of course, fought back. The last half inning, 4 runs. Made it a 5-4 game before East scored 2 runs in the top of the 6th. Foul tip. Catcher didn't hold on, so still 0-2. Diaz, senior. Inside, 1-2. Cabrera pounds the ball in her mitt a couple times, firing herself up. And that time ball will be off her glove, I believe, and that slowed it up and went into center field. So leadoff, or actually, yes, leadoff batter on. Kat Reyes, the starting pitcher now, up to bat. Of course, she's since been relieved by Julia Rodriguez. Strike. One and one. Reyes has a hit in this game. So has contributed with the bat as well as her pitching ability. Called strike, 1-2. Again, Melissa likes pounding the ball under her glove. Maybe a motivational tool before she throws it to the plate. That ball fouled back. Everybody sometimes has their little quirks, things they need. Give them that little extra edge they feel. That may be one for her. Reyes staying alive. A little battle at the plate right now. 1-2, the count remains. That ball to short. Throws to the infielder, but second baseman misplays it. And a runner will go to third, and Reyes will go to second. So error on the second baseman on the throw. Puts runners at second and third with no outs.
Now batting for your Lady Panthers, number 18, Julie Rodriguez.
Julia Rodriguez, who took over pitching for Reyes, now at the plate. Infield discussion. Meanwhile, Coach Rodriguez talks to Reyes, who comes in from second, and also to his batter, working out some strategy. So, strategy discussions both offensively and defensively by the infielders, and also by the head coach of Panthers with his runner on second and his batter. Stacy Batista, we know she has power. Tying run at the plate. Ball goes to second. One run will come in. 6-3. Runner stays at second. But a run scores from third. That was Jordan Diaz. So that grounder did the trick.
Now batting for your Lady Panthers, number 19, Marilyn.
Makes it a two-run game. Merlin Chavarria is now up. First baseman. Strike one. One out. Runner at second. Inside. 1-1. Fun baseball game. Very competitive, just like you expect from a rivalry game. Two and one. Depending on who you ask, some people like to see Weslaco and Weslaco East play. Some don't. It's just a matter of opinion on people in the community. That ball is going to be fouled down left field line. Several feet foul. Some good pop to the ball, but again, foul. Seven 10-1 the line for East. 5-7-1 line for the Panthers. That ball hit the inside corner. Strike three. So 2 outs. Melissa gets her first strikeout of the game.
Now batting for your Lady Panthers, number 7, Lily Torres.
Lily Torres now at bat. Top of the lineup. Again, runner at second. Not sure if we just saw a change in the infield, but again, the infield is playing in. Swinging strike. I believe ball fouled back. I'm going to try to double check, but I believe we did see a change. We'll try to get this together. Laraga, I believe, came in. Bianca, the flex player, to play second, number 9. That would have been a switch with Lopez, I believe. Ariel Lopez. High pitch. Torres ducks down underneath it. I know they say take one for the team, but I wouldn't want to get hit in the head no matter what. 1-2 the count. This time, pop towards center. It's going to be over the center fielder's head. A run will score. Reyes comes in and a double for Lily. 1-run game, 7-6. So, believe it or not, we haven't been able to say this for a while for the Panthers at least. Lead run comes to the plate.
Coming to bat for your Lady Panthers, number 34, Mia Rodriguez.
Mia Rodriguez, third baseman. Mia, I believe, has doubled in this game. So 8 hits now for the Panthers. And they're clawing their way back. I guess that's appropriate to say when you have a game where both teams have mascots who are cats. And just if anybody thinks one way or the other, I do have a couple cats as pets, so I love felines. Great pets, by the way. I have dogs, too. They actually get along, believe it or not, most of the time. Count is 2-0. Each team so far has scored 2 runs here in the 6th inning. Swinging strike. Two and one the count. Again, Mia Rodriguez, third baseman at the plate. Three and one the count. So if she gets on, for the Panthers, lead run would be on base. And that is high, ball 4. So runners at first and second. Coming to bat, the catcher, Jules Garcia.
Coming to bat for your Lady Panthers, number 27, Jules Garcia.
Another conference at the mound. Again, a non-district game, so when you got 2 teams from the same town playing, I guess you'd call this the one for bragging rights. I know when I lived in Alabama, when Alabama and Auburn played in the Iron Bowl, that's a football game, people would talk about it for 365 days a year. That's the kind of rivalry that game is in football in Alabama. Again, tying run in scoring position. 2 outs. Several times before throwing the pitch, Cabrera pounds the ball into her mitt. That's going to be a strike, so her little routine worked the charm that time. You have to like it if you're an East fan. And that ball hit towards center, deep, and that is out of here. A second home run today, but this time it's for the Panthers to center field, and that is huge. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm telling you, she clobbered that. Couldn't have come at a more important time, obviously. Late in the game, gets you the lead for the first time if you're a Panthers fan. 3-run homer. Clears the bases. Wow. Jules Garcia. And now 5 runs in this half inning so far for the Panthers. Nothing cheap about that home run. Obviously a solo shot earlier in the game for East by starting pitcher Ariana Cabrera, also to center field. So 9-7, Panthers take the lead for the first time tonight. They had trailed after 4 innings, 5-0. But in the last 2 innings have scored 4 and 5 runs respectively. And again, should the Lady Panthers be able to keep East from scoring a run in the next half inning, they will win the game. And we'll go to 4-0. But again, a lot of scoring in this game. No lead, especially 1 run, is going to be safe. Especially with those winds up to 21 miles an hour. Another fly ball to center field, but this time it is caught for the out. So Stacy Batista fly. And right now it is a 9-7 lead, Weslaco over Weslaco East. Again.
WHS. Let's dream it. Let's shout it. Let's dream it. Let's shout it.
Ashley Garcia.
Ashley Garcia. We'll see if she can rally her team. She's a third baseman, number 1. So again, game definitely worth the price of admission or your viewing time on KWES through YouTube. Oh, and 1 the count. Sure, nobody's left this one tonight. Beautiful weather, exciting action. Bunt attempt. Third baseman can't reach it. Harmless foul if you're an East fan. Oh, 2 the count. So we'll see what happens there if they waste a pitch. 1 and 2. Looks like both these teams are going to be very competitive this year, regardless of what happens. And that is a swinging strikeout, so 1 out. Weslaco 2 outs away from a victory.
Now batting for the Lady Wildcats, number 0, Mia Silva.
And coming to the plate right now, Mia Silva, the first baseman. Seeing if she can get the tying run on base. Swinging strike, some heat there. 0-1 the count. Pitcher looks motivated. Oh, 2 the count. Winds seem to be picking up even here in the press box right now. We are in an enclosed press box, but the window's open, so I can imagine what it's like on the field. Again, pitcher taking her time. Ball outside. 1-2. Our on-site producer tonight, Val Zamora, appreciate his work, and also Vinny Barry, our videographer, 2 nights in a row, did the boys game last night, doing double duty, giving us all these great pictures. And that is going to be a swinging strikeout, so Weslaco, who looked like they were maybe going to go to a loss tonight and come back from a big deficit, are now 1 out away from a victory. But no matter who wins or loses this game, great effort, which you should expect from these kind of schools, these kind of class programs.
Wildcats number 2, Melissa Cabrera.
There'll only be a loser on the scoreboard tonight. These are both class programs, been involved with both these schools and both these administrations and coaching staffs, and definitely first class all the way. First pitch, ball 1. Again. Hard-fought game. Melissa Cabrera at the plate. She came in as the reliever for her sister, has struggled, but seeing if she can do something to keep the game alive. 1-1 the count. Of course, Jules Garcia with the home run that gave the lead 3-run homer in the top or the bottom of the last inning. Everybody will remember that as being key, but it was a whole team effort for Weslaco to come back if they hold on. And if they do hold on, of course, Julie Rodriguez would pick up the victory, and Melissa Cabrera would take the loss. The relievers would be involved with the final decision tonight. Weslaco would improve to 4-0, and East would drop to 4-2-1. And that ball is going to be fair, and that is going to be a hit. It was tough between the third baseman and Rodriguez trying to catch that ball. Both the Rodriguezes going for it, Mia and Julie. And it falls down right there near the line. And Cabrera gets on. Again, 9-7, so the tying run will come to the plate. Looked like the third out possibly, but East stays alive. And again, a discussion at the mound. So a tough break there if you're a Weslaco fan, but gotta just say, wow, we stayed alive if you're an East fan. Maya Rodriguez coming out, head coach for the Lady Panthers. Going to talk with his pitcher and catcher and some of the infielders out there too. Trying to figure out strategy facing this batter, and can't take her lightly. Ariana Cabrera, the starting pitcher, she had the home run in the game, the other one, the one that came for East earlier, and it was a strong shot to center field, just like the home run by Garcia. And of course, if she would hit another home run, that would tie the game. So the discussion is over. And again, twin sisters, one at first, one at the plate. Juniors. You hear some of the Weslaco fans yelling defense. First pitch, taken. Strike one. Not a better way to spend a Saturday evening than enjoy your weekend watching softball. And that ball is going to be clobbered, and that is going to be a long shot, home run off the wall. Almost there's a building out there in right field. That is well over 210 feet, and that has just tied the game as the sisters score, the twin sisters score. And Ariana hits her second home run of the game. Had one to center field, now one to right field. and it's a 9-all game. So that was huge. The ball that was then unable to be fielded down by the third base line, fell between the pitcher and the third baseman, allowed the game to keep going, and we'll see if it comes back in the long run to haunt Weslaco even more than it has. But now it is a tie score. So, wow, great highlights from this game. If you like the long ball, you've seen 3 of them already. JC Cáceres now at the bat. That ball will be fouled. 12 hits now for East. Twin sisters getting the hits that have helped tie this game right here in this half inning. The Cabrera sisters, Melissa and Ariana. So, if Weslaco does not give up any more runs and gets a run in the bottom of the 7th, they will win. That ball tapped towards second, popped out, and that is it. As JC pops out, so in the inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, no one left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 9 between Weslaco East and Weslaco.
Before Rene Hinojosa became a business executive, he was a student at Weslaco ISD. He participated in UIL academics, designed the original Wildcats logo, was an all-state academic middle linebacker. He then played for the Longhorns, graduating with a business degree from UT. Now he's the Director of Strategic Development at Doctors Hospital at Renaissance. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Rene Hinojosa, WISD was the right choice.
Number 12, Diaz.
Jordan Diaz next. Alex at the scoreboard tonight, of course. Alex, is there a lot of extra inning games in softball? He said he hasn't seen many. This one tapped to third. That out. 5-3. So a couple quick outs for Weslaco here in the bottom of the 7th. Orlando Martinez Jr., our PA announcer. You've heard him in the background all night. Enjoyed working with him last night at the boys' game. Also tonight. Kat Reyes, the starting pitcher now at bat. See if she can get the winning run on base. And she'll pop it over the shortstop's head. So that is exactly what happens. If she scores anyway, wild pitches, home runs, whatever, game is over. Weslaco East, of course, hopes to get an out here and get a chance to win the game themselves. Julia Rodriguez started the game right field now. In as the reliever. We'll see if she can contribute at the plate. We saw the 2 pitchers tonight for Weslaco East tie this game up as batters in the last half inning. She would love to win the game for herself here right now. Somehow have an extra base hit that scores her fellow pitcher, Reyes. And now it's going to be a steal. Ball goes in the outfield, and Reyes for a minute thinks about going to third, but wisely stops. She would have easily been out, I believe, unless an errant throw. So she is in scoring position, though. If you're a Panthers fan, winning run now in scoring position. 2 outs, though. And, of course, now both teams in double digits as far as hitting. Weslaco now with 10 hits. East with 12. That ball, pop foul. People I always feel sorry for during these games, and no, it's not the announcers or the videographers. Sorry, guys. It's the catchers. Thank goodness it's not a hot, humid night. We know we'll have a few of those before the season's over. And both the gentlemen to my side, Orlando and also Alex, are shaking their heads yes. But we're not to that point yet. Thank goodness we do have an air conditioner in the press box. So that ball low. 3-1 is the count. Again, we mentioned earlier how baseball is the timeless sport. No clock on this. It'll be played till it's over. Till some team scores the winning run. No clock will stop this game. And that ball, high fly towards center field. And the shortstop actually will go back and get it for the out to end the inning. So no runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left on base. We've played 7 complete. We go to extra inning softball style, and it's all knotted up at 9 between Weslaco East and Weslaco.
Before Christine McCleary was a physical therapist, she was an honor student at Weslaco ISD, played sports, and was a cheerleader. She graduated from Ohio State University, then physical therapy school at Texas State University. Now she is Dr. Christine McCleary at Triumph Therapy and part of the clinical faculty at UTRGV School of Medicine. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Christine McCleary, WISD was the right choice.
Cecilia Batista now at bat. As we begin the top of the 8th, designated player. And she will start off the half inning with a single. So she gets on base. First pitch. She singles for Julie Rodriguez.
Up the bat for the lead Wildcats, number 5, Ariel Lopez.
Ariel Lopez comes in. I believe briefly at second she was substituted for by the flex player, but she's in there right now hitting. And again, we hear the crowd in the background all night for both teams. Extra innings has not dampened their spirits or reduced their vocal cords from supporting their players. Now, ball down to second, fumbled by the second baseman, and that's going to be an error. Potential double play ball booted. So now we have runners for East at second and first. So no outs. Runners at first and second.
Up the bat for the lead Wildcats, number 13, Ambrosia Peña.
Ambrosia Peña now up. Again, lead run in scoring position. Lily Torres gave it her best effort, but couldn't quite handle that grounder, and so now we have 2 runners on for East, and that is a hit batsman. Hit by pitch, and the bags are jammed. $13 hits for East, 10 for Panthers. We've seen a couple hit batsmen tonight.
Lead Wildcats, number 6, Dion Lopez.
Dion Lopez coming to the plate, center fielder. Pop up on the infield. Alex, you ever seen a triple play? Okay, so not here, at least he says. I think I've seen one of all the years of baseball. I think once in minor league baseball I saw one. I was working with the Double-A team of the Padres. Believe it or not, one time that team, the Mobile Bay Bears, had an unassisted triple play. That's really rare. I did not see that, though. So that would be the best friend for the Panthers, a triple play. Obviously, best friend right now for East would be a grand slam. Count is 1-1. Dion Lopez again at the plate. Infielders playing in, as you'd expect, trying to get at least the lead run at the plate. That's the key. If there's a grounder, get the ball to the home plate and get at least one out. Outfielders playing fairly shallow, probably hoping that if it's a fly ball, they could try to get a play at the plate. I'm not sure how strong all their arms are, but that would be a key too. Try to prevent the lead run from tagging and coming in, kind of get a double play there, and that would also be a huge play for the Panthers. 2-2. One thing you definitely don't want is to walk in a run or a run come in by a hit batsman. Baseball game of a lot of strategies. Of course, it's softball, but I know I call it baseball sometimes, but again, I mean softball. It's a lot of fun. I don't mean any insult to anybody when I say that. I just covered baseball for some time, long time, so sometimes I just say it by accident, just out of using that word a long time, but I do know this is softball, and I have a lot of respect for the ladies and what they do. It's a unique sport in its own right. And I have heard of major league players trying to hit against high-caliber softball players and not being able to hit the baseball. So, again, and I've watched a lot of college softball. I'm a fan of LSU. I've watched their softball team play on TV a number of times, and they're very high quality. That's a pop-up to the infield, is it? Or no, it's going to go into the stands. For a moment, it looked like it might head toward the infield, but maybe it was partly the wind. Goes into the stands. Harmless fly ball if you're a East fan. Waiting for the ball to come back, I guess. Hopefully it will. And there is the ball. For a minute, I was hoping nobody was injured by that because everybody kind of looked back, but nobody was. Just took, I guess they had just a moment trying to find the ball. Did it hit somebody? Okay, I hope everybody's all right then. That's what we always worry about. So again, our prayers and wishes that nobody was injured during that foul ball. I know I've learned from being at a lot of baseball games to always keep my eyes open when those balls come back. Especially in the old days in baseball parks, they didn't have near the safety measures as far as netting and things like that. But we resume, and it's a grounder to third, and again, as we mentioned, you go to home plate, and you get the out, the sure out. Fielder's choice for the runner going to first. That's why you play the infield in. You hope for that grounder to at least prevent the lead run from coming in. And it happened. So there's one out now. Bag still jammed.
Up to bat for the Lady Wildcats, number 1, Ashley Garcia.
Ashley Garcia now coming to the plate. Heads up play. Mia Rodriguez. Nice job getting the ball to the catcher, Jules Garcia, for the force out at the plate. That's a swinging strike. Inside. 1-1. And the added pressure for the pitcher, not only do you have the bases loaded, but you have to make sure that you don't issue a walk, because obviously that'll put the lead run in. So I have a lot of respect for a reliever in this situation. Julie Rodriguez. You have to be very aware of what the count is. That's going to be a bunt, fouled back. Suicide squeeze they were attempting. Again, if that's executed well, it can be very effective, but it's a difficult play. And obviously difficult to do now when the count is 1-2, because if you foul back, it's strike 3, right? Also in softball, like it is in baseball. If she would try to bunt the ball and foul it back, it's considered a strikeout. Just want to make sure and clarify that rule. High, 2-2. Again, we are in the top of the 8th. All knotted up at 9 between Weslaco and Weslaco East. Fouled back. Again at bat, Ashley Garcia, the third baseman. And that is huge for the Panthers. Swinging strike. Strikeout. Remember, the bases were loaded with no outs for Weslaco East. If you're a Lady Wildcats fan, you hate to squander this type of opportunity. If you're a Panthers fan, you say, wow, if we can get out of this without giving up a run, we've really come through in the clutch. Mia Silva up, and she will ground to short. Safe play to first. 6-3, and that is it. No runs for East, even though they loaded the bases with no outs. So in the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th, all tied up at 9 between Weslaco and Weslaco East. Still pitching, Melissa Cabrera. And first pitch is popped up, and Cabrera will get it. Or did she catch? She drop it? She dropped it. Okay, well, I was screened by some of the other players. So she actually dropped it. A break for Weslaco. And Merlene Chavarria gets to the plate, or actually gets to base, first base. And that will be an error. And now we're back to the top of the order, Lily Torres. And she will bunt. Foul. So the winning run for Weslaco is at first base following the fielding error by the pitcher on the pop-up. Do they call it a hit or error officially? They called it, because it was called an error by our official score. So landed between everybody. I appreciate that from Orlando. And then because of what happened there, it is going to be considered an error. So bunted by Torres. And did she beat it out? Runner at second. And she beat it out. Torres, I mentioned, we talked about this with the coaching staff before the game. I said I was really impressed with Torres and her speed, and right there she proved me right as she beat out the bunt for a single, but even more importantly got the lead run, the winning run to second base. And now we're going to have a pitch runner coming in. It's going to be Emily Luna. Luna will be running for Merlin. Now we'll have a conference. So an error and a bunt single. And if I'm correct, is that the first bunt single tonight? I want to make sure it's a long game. So we've seen some interesting things already. Again, you never know what's going to happen in a baseball game. You may see something you may not know, or something you haven't seen all night. All of a sudden will happen. A bunt single. We all know a lot of times that Lily squares up to bunt, and sometimes she'll pull the bat back. A lot of times she gets balls out of that. But this time she really did bunt. And I would assume she practices that a lot. Mia Rodriguez. I know she's at least got a couple hits tonight. So she definitely. And guess who's next, right? If you're a Panthers fan. Julie Garcia had the 3-run homer. Again, no outs. If you're a Panthers fan, obviously you don't want to see Garcia bat. You hope that something happens at this at bat where the winning run comes home and the game is over. Ball one. Strike, count even at 1-1. This will be, I believe, the third inning in relief for Melissa Cabrera, taking over for her sister, twin sister Ariana, who started the game. Squares up to bunt and fouled. So that'll be 1-2. Hope you're all enjoying this on YouTube via KWES. Val Zamora, again, our on-site producer. And Vinny, of course, giving us all the great pictures. That ball hit hard to third, and it is going to go down the line, and the winning run is going to come in. Also, another run will score. And is that going to be it? Yes. So, big hit right there. Ends the game. And it is Weslaco over Weslaco East, 10-9. It is now Weslaco East going to 4-2-1. Weslaco is now 4-0. So once again, for my crew, this is Scott Harrison. We've enjoyed doing it. Have a great weekend. This has been a KWES production.